Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, let me introduce myself first. My name is Arini Mayassuruni with NPM 2019 1250 1045. This video about report text. Report text is often confused with descriptive text because the two texts both inform or describe something. However, actually report text is different from descriptive text. If we compare it carefully, report text describes something in general, while descriptive text describes something specifically, and report text is also usually scientific in nature. Next slide. Number 1. Definition and function of report text. Report text is a type of text that examines the results of an observation, research, or study of objects, animals, people, or a place. As for the function or purpose of the report text itself, it is to describe the object as it is. Next slide, number 2. Text structure or generic structure. Report text generally has the following text structure. There is general classification. Contains general statements describing the object of the report, description, and classification. For example, sharks are predators in the oceans. And next, description. Contains information or a description of the object that is described scientifically. And next slide, number 3. The element of language. Report text usually has the following linguistic elements. There is number 1, general noun, a word that refers to something in general. Example, lions are wild. In this sentence, the lion in question is any lion in general, not specific to a particular lion. Number 2, verbs. Use a verb that can describe the state of the object and or imply ownership. For example, birds have wings to describe ownership, or an elephant is a big animal to describe the situation. Simple present tense in number 3. To state a scientific truth or fact. For example, a baby of the blue whale generally weighs more than 500 kilograms. There you have it, guys, an explanation of the definition, function, text structure, and also the language elements in the report text. Now, for more details, you can read an example report text in the text below. Check this out, guys. Let's go to see example of report text. Women's right to achieve gender equality. Gender equality is one of our human rights as human beings. The right to live in dignity, free from fear, and freedom to determine life choices is not only reserved for men. Women also have essentially the same rights. The figure of an accomplished woman who can balance between family and career is very rare to find. Women are often afraid to have a career because of the demands of their role as housewives. Available data shows that women are consistently in a more disadvantaged position than men. The following are the main issues, examples, of gender gaps in various sectors that still need to be addressed. Marriage patterns that are detrimental to women. Early marriage is a common thing in Indonesia, especially in rural areas. A 2004 United Nations report estimated that 13% of Indonesian women were married between the ages of 15 and 19. In Islamic law, a man is allowed to marry more than one person. However, the 1974 marriage law states that permission to have multiple wives can be granted if a person can provide evidence that his first wife cannot carry out her responsibilities as wife. In Indonesian, civil servants or PNS are also prohibited from practicing polygamy. Indonesian marriage law considers a man to be the head of the household and the breadwinner of the family. Meanwhile, household tasks including raising children are generally carried out by women. Gender gap in the world of work. The existence of gender segmentation of the workforce, the practice of hiring and promoting employees that are discriminatory on the basis of gender makes women concentrate in a small number of economic sectors, generally in jobs with lower status than men. The society's assumption that women's work is only an additional role and additional family income is also one of the reasons for the low level of female labor force participation. Physical abuse. Indonesia has enacted various laws to protect women from physical violence. However, there is some evidence to suggest that violence against women is common in Indonesia. According to the 2003 Demography and Health Survey, nearly 25% of women who have been married agree that husbands are justified in beating their wives for one of the following reasons. Wives have different opinions. Wives leave without informing. Wives neglect their children, or wives refuse to have intimate relations with their husbands. Trafficking in women and prostitution are also serious threats to Indonesian women, especially those who are poor and less educated. Although sexual harassment is considered a crime, it is common in everyday life. The Indonesian Ministry of Health in 2004 found that 90% of women admit to having experienced some form of sexual harassment in the workplace. Next slide. Ownership rights. Indonesian civil law stipulates that men and women have the same property rights. Women in Indonesia have the legal right to access property, land, and have access to bank loans and credit. Although sometimes there is discrimination in some areas. For example, the husband has the right to have a personal tax number, while the wife must enter their tax number in the husband record. To increase women's awareness of the issue of gender equality and educate women workers about their rights as women workers, the Labor Rights for Women campaign program aimed at young female workers has never stopped voicing and educating women. Through labor rights for women events and training with the theme gender equality, women are expected to be more motivated to defend their rights in employment or career opportunities, maternal rights, and balance between family and career. The last slide. Gender equality does not have to be viewed as the exact same rights and obligations without further consideration. It is a shame when women shout about the issue of gender equality if we mean that everything must be absolutely equal to men. Because basically, women certainly will not be ready if they have to bear the heavy burdens that are usually borne by men. Or vice versa, men will not be able to complete all the routine household tasks that are usually done by women. Therefore, the 3N's KPPA flagship program is important because there are human rights that we must fight for together, one of which is towards gender equality that is evenly distributed in Indonesia. So, that's enough for me. Thanks for watching. I hope this video can be useful for you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.